In the quiet space. Imagine you're lying there, deep in the night, everything silent, just the steady beat of your heart. But you know what? The way you rest your head on the pillow can change everything. I've seen so many senior patients, my friends, fathers, mothers, walk into my clinic with worried eyes. Doc, why do I wake up exhausted, my head heavy like it's carrying stones? A 68-year-old man named John once told me, I've slept flat on my back for 40 years, no pillow, because I thought flat was best for my spine. But that very position was quietly blocking blood flow to his brain. Gravity pulled blood to pool in the head, slow and silent, and over time it can form tiny clots, like time bombs ticking in the dark. The science is simple. When your head lies flat, your brain fights gravity for 7 to 8 hours. Blood doesn't pump efficiently, it lingers. But just by raising your head about 30 degrees, like reclining on a sofa, you help blood flow back to the heart with ease. I told John to try a wedge pillow, and after just 2 weeks, he said, I sleep deeper now. I wake up clear-headed, no more foggy brain. Have you ever woken up feeling something's off, but you can't explain it? That might be your sleep position whispering a warning. Stroke risk doesn't always shout. It creeps in through habits like this. Tonight, try lifting your head just a little. One small change can protect you from something huge. You deserve peaceful sleep and mornings full of strength.
Imagine you're flipping over in a dream, face buried in the pillow, neck twisted like an old rusty crane, and silently, the blood flow to your brain gets squeezed shut. I remember Mary, 62, a retired teacher from Ohio. She said, I've loved sleeping face down since I was young. It felt safe, like a kid hugging a teddy bear. But one night, she woke up with a splitting headache and a numb, weak arm, then called me in a panic at 3 a.m. The carotid arteries, the two main highways feeding your brain, run right along both sides of your neck. When you sleep prone, the neck twists hard. Those arteries get crushed like garden hoses under a tight grip. Oxygen to the brain drops instantly, sometimes to just 70 to 80% of normal. The cervical vertebrae shift too, sending pain signals to the brain all night long. Science calls this cervical compression, and it builds up over the years, doubling stroke risk for seniors over 60. I told Mary, try sleeping on your left side, like a baby curled in the womb. The left side is better because the heart sits slightly left. Blood returns to it more easily, easing pressure on vessels. Use a firm pillow that hugs the natural curve of your neck, keeping head in line with your spine. Just 1 week later, she texted, Doc, no more numb hands. I'm sleeping so deeply it feels like I'm 30 again. Ever wake up with a stiff neck, achy shoulders, or that simple feeling of, I slept but didn't rest? That might be your body whispering, stop squeezing me. Tonight, roll onto your left, hug that pillow, and let your neck breathe. One small move, but the biggest gift you can give yourself and the ones you love. Warm, romantic. My friends, picture yourself curled up under a thick blanket, head tucked inside like a little tent on a Minnesota winter night. At first, it's cozy, comforting. But just 30 minutes later, the air inside turns heavy, suffocating. I once heard Tom, 65, a retired truck driver from Texas, chuckle, I've been scared of the dark since I was a kid, so I have to hide under the covers to sleep. Then one morning, he woke gasping for air, heart racing, arms and legs prickling like needles. He called me, Doc, I thought I was done for. When you pull the blanket over your head, oxygen fades, CO2 builds up, like locking yourself in a giant plastic bag. Your blood thickens, slows down, and tiny clots start to form. A Johns Hopkins study shows just 10 minutes of mild oxygen shortage a night can raise clot risk by 15% in seniors. That's not a dry statistic. It's your own blood quietly turning into an enemy inside you. I told Tom, let your head breathe free. Use a soft sleep mask instead of a blanket. Pop in earbuds or gentle music, and switch to a light, breathable cotton habits like this? Share them below and we'll fix them together. Picture yourself lying there, the table fan humming away, cold air blasting straight into your face and neck like a rogue north wind off Lake Michigan, sneaking into your bedroom. Feels refreshing, right? But I remember Linda, 67, a retired nurse from Florida. She said, "Summers are brutal. I need that fan right on my face to fall asleep." Then one night she jolted awake, face numb and stiff, right side of her head stabbing like needles. She called me, "Doc, I thought I was paralyzed." Cold air triggers your sympathetic nervous system, instantly narrowing the carotid arteries, the two main pipelines feeding your brain. A Mayo Clinic study shows just 15 minutes of direct cold draft cuts blood flow to the brain by 20 to 30%. Blood slows, oxygen drops, the brain stars while you're lost in dreams. For seniors over 60, vessels are already stiffening. Think old pipes getting squeezed shut. I told her, move the fan farther from the bed, pointed at the ceiling to create a gentle circulating breeze. Use the lowest speed, or set a 30-minute timer so it shuts off once you're deep asleep. She did, and laughed. "Doc, I'm still cool, but I wake up without that numb face. Sleep feels like floating on a cloud." Ever wake up with a stiff neck, icy face, or that face, "I slept, but I'm not rested"? That might be your fan whispering, "Don't blow on me." Tonight, tilt it toward the ceiling. Let the breeze swirl like a lullaby. One small adjustment in the room can save an entire night and lower your stroke risk.
My dear clients, imagine you're sinking into your favorite recliner, TV flickering, eyelids drooping, and you drift off right there, head tipped back, legs stretched out. Comfy, right? But I remember Frank, 70, a retired carpenter from Pennsylvania. He told me, "My wife turns in early. I nod off in the recliner till morning." Then one night, he woke up with a swollen, throbbing leg and rushed to the ER. A blood clot had broken loose and lodged in his lung. He looked at me, eyes red. I was just sleeping. When you doze in that reclining chair, gravity drags blood down to your legs like water pooling at the bottom of a hill. It stagnates in deep veins, thick and sluggish, turning a clear stream into muddy sludge. For seniors, vein valves are already weak. Just 2 to 3 hours of stillness can spawn huge clots. One twist, they're off, racing to the heart and brain. I told Frank, move to an adjustable bed, or at least rock your upper body 30 degrees forwards, like safe half sitting. He got an electric bed and texted me, "Doc, I still watch my shows, but now I sleep in bed. No more swollen legs, mornings feel light." Ever nod off in a chair and wake with legs like wooden blocks? That's not just stiffness, it's a warning. Tonight, leave the recliner, climb into bed, lift your torso slowly. Let blood flow home, not wander lost. A good bed is your quiet companion through these golden years, and it keeps stroke risk from sneaking up in the dark. Ever find yourself lying on your right side, left arm unconsciously tucked under the pillow, head heavy on your bicep like it's a living cushion? Sound familiar? I remember Susan, 64, a retired accountant from California. She said, "I sleep on my right because my heart feels calmer, and I prop my arms for support." But every morning she woke with half her face numb, vision briefly blurred. She called me, "Doc, I'm scared I'm going blind." When your arm is pinned under the pillow, you're compressing the subclavian artery, the second largest highway to the brain. At the same time, neck tilted right squeezes the left carotid. Result, blood flow to the brain drops 25% for hours for the American Heart Association. In seniors over 60, vessels are already narrow. Just a little pressure and oxygen vanishes. I told Susan, switch to your left side, let your arm relax along your body, and use a contoured cervical fold, the kind with a dip for your shoulders. She did, and laughed. This morning, I could see every thread of the curtains. Sleep feels
Imagine resting your head on a little mountain, a pillow too high, stiff as a rock, or the opposite, so low your neck folds forward like a broken crane. I remember Henry, 69, a retired engineer from Seattle. He grinned, "I love a tall pillow, makes me sleep like a king." But then he'd wake with a headache like a sledgehammer, eyes bloodshot. He texted, "Doc, I thought my blood pressure exploded." When the pillow is too high or hard, your neck bends sharply forward, as if you're bowing for 8 straight hours. The jugular veins, the two main drain pipes carrying blood from brain to heart, get flattened. Blood backs up in the skull, intracranial pressure climbs. Harvard research shows just 2 hours of this can trigger chronic headaches and raise mid-stroke risk by 18%. I told Henry, choose a pillow 8 to 10 centimeters high, medium soft, with a gentle dip that cripples the natural curve of your neck, like a mother's soothing hand. He switched to memory foam, then called, "This morning, my head felt weightless, like a full system reboot." Ever wake with a stiff neck, heavy head, or that feeling of something pressing on my brain? That's your body whispering, "Be gentle with me." Tonight, check your pillow. Not too tall, not too hard. Let your neck nestle perfectly. Blood flow smooth. The right pillow is a warm embrace for your dreams and a quiet shield against stroke risk for seniors.
My friends, picture yourself tossing and turning like a shuttle on the bed, flipping 20 times a night, sleep chopped up like a song on repeat. I remember Grace, 66, a piano teacher from Boston. She whispered, "I sleep like I'm running a marathon, wide awake, flipping over." Then one morning she collapsed in the kitchen, half her body numb. It was just a TIA, a mini stroke, but enough to make her cry, "I just want to sleep in peace." Every twist interrupts blood flow abruptly. Your heart pumps harder to adjust, but the brain goes hungry for oxygen in short bursts. 10 seconds, 20 seconds, adding up to hours of shortage. The Sleep Foundation says restless sleep triples stroke risk after age 60. That's not a number, it's your brain crying for help in silence. I told Grace, hug a long body pillow like holding an old partner. It keeps you still. Keep the room at 18 degrees Celsius, no coffee after 2 p.m., and get a sleep study if you snore loud. She did, then sent a video, sleeping 6 straight hours, waking to play Claire de Lune without missing a note. Ever count sheep to number 100 and still be awake? Wake up more tired than when you went to bed? That's your body begging, "Let me sleep deep." Tonight, hug that pillow, cool the room, skip the coffee, turn sleep from a battle into a gentle river carrying you to sunrise. Hit follow for more life-saving tips, share with your loved ones, and let's keep seniors safe from silent stroke risks. My friends, sometimes that biological clock inside you quietly knocks at 3 a.m. Blood pressure surges like a rogue midnight wave. I remember Robert, 71, a retired pilot from Arizona. He shrugged. "I skipped my blood pressure pill. Just one night, no big deal." Then he woke in the ER, half his face drooping. The on-call doc said, 4 hours without meds, pressure hit 190, 110, brain vessels nearly burst. At night, your body releases vasoconstricting hormones, the blood pressure surge, especially 2 to 6 a.m. Miss a dose and pressure jumps 30 to 50 mmHg in seconds. In seniors, fragile vessels tear or clot easily. The American Heart Association reports 70% of strokes hit in this window, most from just one forgotten pill. I told Robert, keep your pill organizer by the bed, like a trusted friend. Set a 9 p.m. phone alarm, silent, just a soft buzz like a whisper. He did, then sent a photo. Glowing pillbox, water glass ready. Now I sleep easy, knowing my heart is guarded. Ever leave meds across the room, then regret it at dawn? Wake with a heavy head, racing heart? That's your body pleading, "Don't abandon me."
My friends, ever step into your bedroom, thermometer reading 15 degrees Celsius, air biting like a freezer, then lie down with no pillow under your neck, head sinking deep into the mattress? I remember Evelyn, 68, an artist from Colorado. She laughed, "I love it cold for deep sleep. Pillows just get in the way." But one night she woke pale-faced, hands trembling. She called me, "Doc, it feels like blood isn't reaching my head." Cold below 18 degrees Celsius triggers vasoconstriction. Blood vessels shrink to trap heat, cutting flow to the brain 15 to 20% in just 30 minutes, per the National Sleep Foundation. At a pillowless neck, spine misaligned, carotid arteries compressed, blood to the brain stalls like cars in a snowy traffic jam. In seniors, vessels are already stiff. Cold plus bad posture equals instant oxygen starvation. I told Evelyn, keep the room 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Cool, not icy. Use a medium pillow, just high enough to fill the gap under your neck, keeping your spine straight like a violin string. She changed, then said a painting. A vibrant sunrise sketched at 5 a.m. I'm alert, colors pop like never before. Ever since the skin-cutting cold, wake with a foggy brain, stiff as a board? That's your body whispering, just a little. Tonight, set it to 19 degrees. Place a pillow right over down. Blood flow steady, brain stay nourished. One small warm opens a whole springtime in your dreams and keeps stroke risk at bay for seniors. Warm romantic. My friends, picture those moments you curl up like a kitten, knees jammed to chest, belly squeezed like an overstuffed box. I remember George, 72, a retired plumber from Louisiana. He said, "I've slept fetal since I was a kid. Feel safe." But one morning, he couldn't lift his right leg. A clot the size of a quail egg had shot from his calf straight to his lung. Lying in the hospital bed, he whispered, "It was just how I slept." When you curl tight, your abdomen compresses the inferior vena cava, the biggest highway returning blood from legs to heart, like a pipe crushed underfoot. Blood slows, through leg veins, and clots form in just 3 to 4 hours of stillness. The British Medical Journal says extreme fetal position raises deep vein thrombosis risk by 40% over 65. That clot can catch a ride anytime. Destination, heart, lungs, brain. I told George, stretch your legs gently, lounging on a beach. If you side sleep, slide a pillow between your knees to open the hips, let your belly breathe. Try this in a photo. Legs straight, big grin. I sleep without feeling trapped. Never curl so tight you get on the knees. That's your body begging for space. Tonight, uncurl a little, let blood flow home. One small stretch is an ocean of safe stability. A shield against stroke risk for seniors. If you see yourself in this, drop a comment and tell me. We'll keep each other safe. My friends, ever finish a juicy grilled steak, a glass of red wine swirling, and roll into bed, belly full, head buzzing, out in 10 minutes? Sounds perfect, right? I remember Victor, 67, a retired Italian chef from New Jersey. He laughed. Life's a feast. Why not sleep right after? But one night he woke in an ambulance, half his body paralyzed. The ER doc shook his head. All the blood rushed to your stomach. Brain starved for oxygen. Wine shrank the vessels like lights out mid-show. After a heavy meal, 70% of your blood floods the gut to digest, like fire trucks racing to a blaze. The brain gets just 30% fuel, already low in seniors. Add alcohol, it constricts brain vessels, cutting flow another 25% per the stroke journal. Result? A dinner stroke, striking 1 to 3 a.m. while you dream. I told Victor, eat dinner early, 6 to 7 p.m., light, like salmon salad, 1 small glass of
Imagine you're lying there, 10:30 p.m., fingers scrolling the phone, cold blue light blasting into your eyes like a truck's headlights in the dark. I remember Dorothy, 63, grandma of 8 from Oregon. She smiled. Just 15 minutes of TikTok, then sleep. But at 3 a.m., she jolted awake. Heart pounding, blood pressure 180 over 100. She called me. Doc, I thought I'd hit the ceiling. Blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime. It blocks melatonin, the sleep hormone, by 70% in just 30 minutes per Harvard research. Circadian rhythm crashes, your body never shifts to rest mode, and blood pressure spikes at 3 a.m., peak stroke out. Seniors over 60 are twice as sensitive. One fake lit night is enough to throw the heart into chaos. I told Dorothy, shut screens by 9:30, leave the phone in the living room like a guest who's gone home. If you need to unwind, read a paper book under warm yellow light. She did, then texted at 6 a.m. Grandma slept straight through, dreamed of a family picnic. Ever scroll till your eyes sting, wake more tired than when you went to bed? That's the screen whispering, let me go. Tonight, set the phone down, dim the lights, let melatonin sing you to sleep. 1 minute off the screen equals 1 full night of peace for your heart. Comment below, share how these small habits hit you. Subscribe, and I'll keep sending